Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. We are here yet another Friday. Um, Thank you for your attention. Your attention is the highest spiritual asset, the greatest spiritual asset that you have. So I am pleased that you are here. Today's topic is on creativity. It's a little bit of a twist. So if you stick around, you'll understand what I mean. But it's creativity's fear, the fear of creativity, why you need it. I'm going to give 3 ways how demons destroy and kidnap your creativity. And I'm going to give you one solution. I'll give you a solution on how to protect your creativity. So I am streaming live on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I encourage everybody just to go over to YouTube. You get the better experience, but you will be able to relook at this live on my YouTube after I'm done and complete with everything. It'll get posted automatically on YouTube. So now let's get into it. Okay. Creativity. What is it? Why do we need it? And yeah, like creativity isn't that for children? Like creativity? I'm an adult. Why do I need to be creative? You know, why do I need to be creative? It doesn't make sense why um like why I need to be creative. And what's the difference between like you being creative and you imagining things? Like, is there a difference between creativity and imagination? There must be, because I mean the words are different, you know. Um, so let's get into it. Okay, so creativity means the character or faculty of being creative. Now, what is creative? It's having the quality of functioning or functioning of creating. Now, what does the word create mean? Create means to bring into being. To bring into being. So, creative, okay, creative or creativity means the character or faculty of bringing something into being. Okay, the character or faculty of bringing something into being. So, to be or not to be, that is the question. To be or to not be, that is the question. So, um, can you just be? Yes, because you exist. And I know this kind of is getting like weird now, but like to be means to exist. If you exist, you are a being, like being, because you exist. In the essence of all of everything, you exist. You are a being. You be. You are a being. Um, so creativity is the character or faculty of bringing things into existence. So, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Okay? In the beginning, God created. Okay? God created. In the beginning, God told us that He created. When time started in the third dimension, God informed human beings that He created. All right? That is something I think we need to understand. When time started, creativity was present. Creativity was the first thing that occurred when time started. Time being the third dimension. There's, I think, up to like 10 dimensions, right? There's the first dimension. It's like a dot. The second dimension is a line. The third dimension is the second dimension is, what is it? Up and down, or yeah, X and Y. The third dimension is X, Y, Z. There's depth in there. Okay. Um, the fourth dimension is time. We don't exist with time. So we are a slave to time. We only have so much time. We cannot escape time. So we are beings. We like we be here in the. I know, like, grammar, in the terms of grammar, that's not correct. But we be here. We exist here in time. So creativity is necessary for all things that are, number one, made in His image. We are made in His image. And what is an image? An image is an artificial person, or an artificial representation of a person or thing. That's an image. An image is an artificial representation of a person or a thing. An artificial representation of a person or a thing. So an image, I can mimic the sound of a bird, maybe. Tweet, 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 tweet. That would be an image. It's an artificial representation of a bird. Okay, an image is not only for your eyes, it's also for your ears. I can, mimic the taste of sugar. I can have, like, fake sugar. That is an image. Your tongue can detect images. Your eyes can detect images. Your hands, your skin can detect image through touch. So, like, when we understand, I think I got off track. Man, I was sorry. So when you are centered, it's quite often, when you try to get back to, like, how you were talking, you can't do it. Anyway, please forgive me, guys. Please forgive me. So anyway, creativity. In the beginning, God created, and then God told us that we are made in His image. So we mimic, we imitate, or we are designed to replicate God's patterns. Okay? We are God's artificial intelligence. We are made in the image of God. So we are God's artificial intelligence. Remember, image is an artificial representation of a person or a thing. We are made in the image. It did not say we are made in the picture, as, we are delusionally created. No, we are made in the image of God. It didn't say a frog is made in the image. It said, bring forth all the, creatures and crawly things, or, something like that. So the Bible did not say anything about bringing forth humans. It said create, like, we are created. So creativity, we are able to mimic creation. We cannot create like God because we are not God. Just like the artificial intelligence that we create cannot be like us. It doesn't matter, like, how far, how advanced we get it. We might be able to create robot looking like humans that can react with emotions and stuff like that. They can never be humans. They literally can never. And I don't know if you ever used artificial intelligence before, but Grok or Chat GPT, um, you ask it a question and it gives you answers pretty fast, but it cannot give you the human aspect of it. It really can't. So, um, back on track, creativity. Okay, um, creativity is absolutely irritating to everybody that it involves. Okay, if you are being creative, what ends up happening is the people around you will start to get irritated. Now, the nature of creativity is that it it pushes mm, it pushes in all directions, in all three-dimensional directions, and it only needs one point of connection for it to continue. So, like anything that God brought into existence, it's always trying to exist. It's fighting to continue. So, creativity itself is a spiritual push. Okay, and yes, there's demonic creation, or there's demonic creativity, and then there's holy creativity. Creativity is it's kind of like a knife, or excuse me, it's kind of like a laptop. Let's say that a laptop. Your laptop can be used for good, or it can be used for bad. It depends on what you use for it. Now, when you understand that creativity can be used for good or bad, now we have to look into, well, what is creativity? What is creativity? Well, creativity in human relations is how how we move forward when there's no path forward. How we move forward when there's no blueprint. How we move forward when there's no example. When there's only darkness. When there's only when the seed gets buried in the soil, creativity must exist. If creativity does not exist, then the seed never grows. It can never grow without creativity. But creativity irritates absolutely everybody and everything around it. The seed growing through the soil gets irritated. It don't want to be pushed around. It don't want to be told what to do. It just wants to be soil. It wants to stay stagnant. It wants to be here and left alone. So creativity discovers new boundaries. You want to grow, you have to reach a new boundary. That's just it. But a new boundary that you have never been to, that people can't really show you. And that's the fear. That this is where fear jumps in. Creativity itself, if it has any emotions, which it doesn't, if it has any emotions, it's probably scared all the time. It's probably frantically afraid of moving forward. But it never stops. Creativity itself is probably the most tenacious out of all energy possible, because it never allows outside influence to determine if it still is trying to grow. It in its nature is growth. Okay, in the nature of creativity is growth. And if you don't understand that yet, you definitely will. Okay. Um, so the difference between creativity and imagination, there is a difference between creativity and imagination. Both of these terms, many people assume that they're for children. That only children can have creativity. That only children should be able to imagine or have an imagination. That your creativity is only for Dr. Seuss and coloring, or your imagination is only for dancing and things like this. Okay, so imagination. I already told you what an image is, but imagination, the word imagination means the faculty of the mind that forms and manipulates images. So, imagination is part of your mind, not your brain. It's part of your mind. Your imagination is spiritual. It's a spiritual tool. Okay, your imagination is a spiritual tool used so that you can move forward or you can build on your life. You can, create your business, create your book. But creativity is the spiritual push behind imagination. Creativity is the spark of life. It's the breath of life. Creativity. Creativity has the blueprint all in itself. So if creativity is pushing you forward, what ends up happening is it sparks. Like, you have the spark initially, but the spark has all of the blue, like all of the plans, all of everything is in that one spark. That's it. So imagination is a faculty of the mind. Okay, creativity is the faculty of bringing things into existence. Okay, so the thing needs to be brought into existence first, and then your imagination discovers it through ideas or visions or dreams, and then it starts to build on that image, and that building on the image is called your imagination. Now, they feel that very similar, but they are not the same thing. Um, so when you feel as if you are creating your business, no, you are imagining your business. The creation of your business already happened at the beginning. In the beginning, God created. So that word created, it we need to understand this. It says in the beginning, God created with an ed, not an ing. It did not say in the beginning God is creating. No, in the beginning everything was created at once. Pow, pow, it's done. Okay, because the blueprint for all of everything followed. The imagination part followed. Okay, in the beginning God created all of everything. Like your whole business is created at the beginning, but then you unfold that creation with your imagination. But like your creativity, it'll tell you to stop, like get out of your 9 to 5 job and start your business. That idea. So idea, the word idea, it means a concept in the mind of God. The etymology of the word idea, it means a concept inside of God's mind. So quite literally, ideas do not come from you. They do not come or originate from your brain nor your mind. This is why, hence, we discover ideas. Like when an idea comes to you, this is why you feel so shocked, like as if you discovered something new. It's because it is new. It's not you. The idea it did not come from you. Ideas are not organic or to humans. It's almost alien. But when we discover it, That is spiritual. Ideas are spiritual. Now, thinking or thoughts are not. Thoughts are human. When we begin to process ideas, when we begin to imagine things, that is human. Okay, so um, the the reason why creativity is so fearful, like the reason why in real life we get so afraid of creativity is because oftentimes you're not in your purpose. And God is trying to tell you, because you keep asking God for signs on how to get out of this. But then God says, quit that job. Or start your business. Stay up later and start your business. Or wake up earlier, start your business. Write your book. Post more online. Stop, having promiscuous sex. Stop chasing these type of men or women. It's time for you to get married. It's time for you to, talk to your kids. It's time for your kids to, stop, you know, being babied by you. They might be teenagers and you're still babying your kids. These ideas, they're fearful. Oh, not fearful. They We instantly reject them because they oftentimes go against the momentum that we currently are in. So, writing your book, how many people have had the idea, okay, God's opinion, God, a concept in the mind of God? How many people have been or has gotten the idea to write a book? Okay, how many people have not written a book because you don't have enough time? Because you need to hang out with your family. Procrastination is not a sin, but it should be. I mean, it really should be. There's so many ways for people to 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 not do what God told them to do. Is crazy. So how do you um as a human being, how do you experience creativity? How do you experience creativity? Well, one, you experience creativity in the form of an idea, meaning you're at work and then all of a sudden it's like, I need to I need to start my food truck. I need to be baking cupcakes. I need to be, helping the homeless. I need to be, helping women start business. I need to, help men understand their true power, and it's not necessarily in their muscles. Okay, like one way we experience it is called ideas. Okay, the next way we experience it is called sexuality. How do I know this? How do I know this? Okay, so um, when God created everything, the heavens and the earth, what ends up happening is there's a pattern that can be discovered. Everything that is existing has to at least reproduce somehow. Somehow, everything that's in existence has to reproduce. And this reproduction method is called sex. Okay, humans have sex with one another, more humans are created, or more humans are brought into existence. Um, you know, Seahorses do the same thing. We have snakes do the same thing. We have flowers do the same thing. Now, the action is different. Everything doesn't do it like humans do, and that's fine. Um, but what ends up happening is, hmm, okay. Um, what ends up happening is when you are not in your purpose, what ends up happening is that your sexual activity increases. Okay? People always want so much guidance from God when they are in misery, in agony, when they are, when they're bored, not bored. I'll get to that next. Um, like when they're in their 9 to 5 job, when they're getting cheated on, when they're doing this or doing that, when you're not in your purpose, you're in an area called misery, and you will experience an increase of your sexual energy. This is creativity. Man or woman, this is creativity. Okay? When you understand in every poverty-stricken area across the world, every poverty-stricken area across the world, there are way more children than in places where people have money. Okay? And this is a grotesque misuse of of the creative energy that God is providing to you. Okay? Um, probably why your lust is a deadly sin. It's probably why lust is a deadly sin. If you use your sexual energy incorrectly, you'll not only destroy your life, but you'll destroy the piece of existence that God trusted you with. You'll destroy the part of infinity that God designed for you. And some things can never be taken back. Some things can never be taken back. Okay? You know, now we have like STDs and like all these AIDS and stuff is just getting passed around like crazy. So that's another way that you experience your creative energy. Sexuality. Another way you experience your creative energy is called boredom. Boredom. Boredom is a spiritual signal. People need to understand that your emotions are not your leaders. They're not even indications of where you should or should not be. Emotions are not your masters. You're not supposed to obey them. Okay? Emotions are not your masters. Do not go with the flow. If you are to be a good steward, you're not supposed to go with the flow, because sometimes being a good steward means to not like to get up and do something. Maybe you don't want to get up and do something, but to be a good steward, maybe you should get up. Or maybe in your life, maybe being a good steward means to not have sex. Okay, like optimize your life. You need to optimize your life. Okay. Next, so boredom is it's not an emotion. It's a sign that God is telling you when you are in the activity that you're doing, whatever you're doing, and you experience boredom. God's telling you, I have better things in store. I have things that you are supposed to be doing, and this is not it. This is why millionaires get bored. This is why poor people get bored. This is why when you are cooking fried chicken, you might get bored. This is why when you are running, you might get bored. Whatever you're doing in the moment, if you get bored, this is a sign that God's telling you you're supposed to be doing something else. Okay? But boredom in itself can be dangerous, because if you are not emotionally intelligent, then you will go with the flow. Because so if you're bored, you quite often can be seeking out things that are exciting. And excitement oftentimes leads into addictions. Going with the flow, don't go with the flow. Emotions are not your masters. Emotions are not designed to be your masters. They never were. So your creativity is experienced in three ways. Okay, your sexual energy. One, two, your ideas. Okay, three, boredom. Okay, creativity. Okay, is the spiritual push. Creativity is a spiritual push. Creativity in motion is called play. Okay, creativity in motion is called play. The fuel of creativity is called sexuality. Okay, I'm giving you the equation. Creativity in motion is called play. The fuel behind creativity is called sexuality. Okay, and what else did I say? So the fuel behind creativity, sexuality, creativity in motion is called play. Um, and I forgot. Oh man, I was on something. I was on something. Oh, I was on something. Come on, God, bring it back. Anyway, um, so whenever whenever you um whenever you are asking God for a new life or a new path or a second chance, okay? I don't know if you ever remember, but I've gotten new shoes before, and I'm pretty sure you have gotten new shoes once or twice in your life. The first time wearing those new shoes really isn't the most comfortable. That's okay, but you got to break in the shoes, okay? Meaning the inside has to form to your foot so that your shoe can balance and everything can be aligned. Great. Um, the the thing about um, see, this is why I don't read comics. So it is. Well, I don't know why my mic is sounding like this. It might be the software, but just gonna have to get over it. I'm not fixing it. Not today anyway. Um, so as you are moving along in play, you must center yourself. Okay, play is not a game. Okay, I just made a long form video on YouTube about what play is. Um, just go check it out. But play is not a game and play is not fun. Play is pleasing, sure. Okay, play is definitely pleasing, sure, but play is never fun. The goal of play is not to be a fool. Because the word fun, it means foolish or to be a fool. Fun. If you're having fun, it means you're being foolish. There's no purpose to fun. Fun actually is a demonic trap. Why can't we just have fun? Well, I'm building business. I'm trying to serve people. I'm not like my purpose here is not to be a fool and like tap dance and be a clown for you guys. But quite often, if you're here, you will experience pleasing moments. That's just it. You will have pleasing moments. But the goal is not to be pleasing. The goal is growth. The goal is growth. So play is not fun. Play is not a game. Um, Play is when you are centered and you become whatever activity it is that you are doing. So, play is actually active meditation. Okay, play is active, uh, active meditation. Okay, um, and as you are in play, what ends up happening is you receive information and influence and communication from the spirit world, okay, through a thing called intuition. Now, what is intuition? Okay, what is intuition? It is not a hunch. It is not a gut feeling. Okay, we need to have more discernment than this. Okay, intuition, the word, it means spiritual perception. Spiritual perception. That's it. Okay, spiritual perception. Now, let me break it down to you this way. Intuition is kind of like a pathway. So it's a pathway from me to the spirit world, and we all have this. So I'm living in a house right now. I have a window. The window is a pathway outside. I have a door. The door is another pathway outside. I have another window. That's another pathway outside. Some houses have chimneys. A chimney is a pathway outside. The pathway is what intuition is. Okay, spiritual perception. This is how we perceive the spirit world. Okay, this is where ideas come from. This is where visions come from. This is where your some of your dreams come from, because all dreams are not spiritual. Some dreams are actually just unfinished, like brain activity. Like you haven't finished thinking, processing a thought, and like you go to sleep and boom, like you're thinking this way, or like you're dreaming this way, or maybe like you'll be sleeping and you leave music on, and in your dream you'll be like jamming out to the same song. It's like, oh, what the heck's happening? Okay. um so with that being said, um fear is involved with creativity. You will be afraid, but being afraid is not a thing for creativity. It doesn't stop creativity. Creativity can grow in any soil. This is like the thing. I don't know what it's made of. It just grows in any soil. And when you understand um, that you can have demonic creativity, like demons can help you destroy your life, destroy your family, destroy your business. Like um, people who have great business ideas, and they come to me and say, this business is only for women. That is demonic. Like you're on a pathway to um to not really have good business. If you're teaching women how to be business owners, why not teach people how to be business owners, and you'll make so much more money? If people can partake in the business that you have created, that you've imagined, that you've built, Why not? Why not market to them all? Okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to get into the three ways demons kidnap your creativity and turn it into demonic creativity. All right. First, Leviathan. Leviathan um, is a demon that rules over envy. Okay, envy and pride. He's a ruler over one of the seven deadly sins. Okay, um, Leviathan instead. So Leviathan will present the image in your mind called competition. There is no competition in the kingdom. That's not a thing. You've never seen any depiction of heaven or heard of any depiction of heaven where you have to compete for anything. So, um, when you are in receiving creativity, sometimes Leviathan will enter and then will present you an image of competition. So maybe at the start you got an idea to write a book, and then immediately you have received another idea of, well, this book has been written by so many other people. That's competition. That's comparison that never needed to even exist. That's demonic. That's Leviathan. Okay. Um, when you have creativity, God has already planted the seed that can grow in any soil. So what you do when you have an idea to start your business and then you immediately have that competition, you have dismissed what God has provided, and you now are questioning His authority to even provide for you. Competition, excuse me, competition after God's provision is you questioning and trying to verify if God is actually even worthy of you or of providing for you. Just imagine if you provided or gave your children advice, advice on something, anything, and then your child out loud said, "I don't know if I trust that because I've seen this other thing." You're not going to think that you are like you're like you might have ill feelings or ill emotions arise thinking that maybe my child doesn't trust me. Should I continue providing? So when you are in create this competition, when you are in your creativity, you're dismissing God's provision. Okay? Number two is Asmodeus. And Asmodeus is the demon of lust, but lust, it means any source of pleasure or delight. Any source of pleasure or delight. And Asmodeus will get you to have counterfeit inspiration. Okay? They don't distract you with pleasure driven ideas that look exciting, or excuse me, they do distract you with ideas that feel pleasing. Okay? Remember, lust is any source of pleasure or delight. Any source of pleasure or delight. And they distract you with pleasing images. Okay? Things that will appeal more to I guess your image, like your overarching image. So, for example, would you want to start a business that in 15 years will make you a multimillionaire, or do you just want God to give you $15 million today? All right. So Asmodeus is by any source of pleasure or delight. Asmodeus distracts you by any source of pleasure or delight. And when creativity is here, your path, okay, your alignment is crucial. Okay, in the beginning, God created, but if you have a garden, if you've planted anything, if the seed is just first starting to come out, but then it like you like make it go this way, and it's supposed to grow straight up, it will forever grow this way. It grows, but it's not going to grow as intended. Okay, so when Asmodeus intercepts at the creative level, your whole life looks way different than what it should be. Okay. The third thing is Astroth. And Astroth is not a deadly sin, but Astroth is a demon that rules over pride and also hesitation. This is the demon that is behind um, um, the imposter syndrome. You know, you questioning if you're good enough, if you're if your business or if your product launch is perfect enough, if your business plan is good enough. You might not be or feel like you're an expert. And side note, an expert, the word expert, it just means one who has experience. Expert means one who has experience, not one who is perfect. Okay. A professional is one who gets paid for their experience. So an expert is one who has experience. If you don't have experience, then you're not an expert. If you get paid for your experience, that makes you a professional. Now, payment can be in the form of attention or dollar bills or pesos. Okay. So just understand that. Okay. So Astroth attacks your creativity by the concept of perfectionism. Okay. They convince you your creation must be flawless before it can be shared. Okay. Creativity itself is in the business of not being perfect. Creativity itself is in the business of not being perfect. It is not perfect. It is never designed to be perfect. It's only designed to grow. And this creativity is does not care how many times it takes a loss. It does not care how many times that that it gets rejected. It does not care how much times that the plan failed, that nobody purchased your book, or people are talking bad about you. It really doesn't care about that. It still reaches out to grow. Creativity is not perfect. Like, I have almost 1 million followers on TikTok. There's so much content on there that is cringe. It's so much content on my TikTok. Like, when I first started, it's like, why did I even do that? It's crazy. It's crazy work. Why I would even think about doing that. So, perfectionism is the third way that demons hijack and kidnap your creativity. So, creativity is a thing that does not stop. It does not stop. It can only be redirected. Only. It can only be redirected. This is the seed that grows in any soil. Okay, if you put this seed in in clay, it will grow. If you put it in water, it will grow. If you put it in rubber, it will grow. If you put it in hot lava, it will grow. If you put it on a palm tree, it will grow. If you put it on in concrete, it will grow. If you put it through hard times, it will grow. If you put if you have 16 kids, it will grow. If you put it in the place where you're about to be bankrupt, it will grow. If you put it in the place of depression, it will grow. If you put it in the place of single motherhood, it will grow. If you put it in the place of, being a pastor, it will grow. If you put it in the place of being a millionaire, being poor, being rejected, being neglected, being adopted, being homosexual, like, it will grow. Creativity itself is the thing that grows in any soil. Okay? Um, Creativity belongs to God. Okay? So to recap, the three things that steal your creativity and kidnap it into, um, demonic creativity is: one, it's competition, which is Leviathan. That's envy. Okay. Two is counterfeit inspiration. That's Asmodeus. Okay, lust. Three is perfectionism, Ashtaroth. Okay, the imposter syndrome. Okay. Now, here's your tip on how to protect your creativity. Okay. Number one, practice gratitude. So let's say you give your child a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Maybe you only have $15 in the bank account. That's all you can afford. But you've been feeding your child peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for 3 weeks now, and your child says thank you every single time and smiles, but your child should get better. But you observing your child being thankful, you assume your child is grateful. Gratitude. You observe gratitude. Okay. Observing somebody being satisfied is gratitude. Okay. So when you say thank you God out loud, God looks on you as gratitude. Okay. We are made in his image. When we are made to mimic God's patterns, not be God. We are made, designed to mimic how God works. Okay? So when you say thank you, this shifts your focus from fear to faith. Okay? It shifts your focus from fear to faith. Gratitude draws God's presence into the moment. Why? Because when you say thank you to anybody, and I promise you, I sincerely promise you, here's an experiment. You can try this today. A complete stranger. Let's say you're going to the grocery store. I want everybody to do this. Just say thank you as you're walking by, and either keep walking or stand there and don't say anything. You'll feel an awkward silence. You'll feel a little strange. That's fine. But what the other person is thinking is, why are they thankful to me? What did I do? So they may say, you're welcome, but what did I do? Okay, now you have their attention. Saying thank you is an accusation. When you accuse anybody of anything, good or bad, you have their attention. It's attention grabbing. Okay, it's like a real life hook. So when you say thank you God, you get God's attention. Okay, thank you God, thank you God, thank you God, and then you can even get specific. Thank you God for the air. Thank you God for the money you give me. Thank you God for my kids. Thank you God for my husband. Thank you God for my wife. Thank you God for my dogs. Thank you, and you just keep on thanking God. And this is how you get God's attention. And just the presence of God brings a whole separate mode of reality. God being close to you, you experience things. 1, joy. 2, grace. 3, mercy. Just the presence of God. Okay? And wherever the light is, darkness cannot be. Wherever the light is, darkness cannot be. Wherever God is, demons cannot be. The devil cannot be. Like, cannot. There's no space for darkness in a room full of light. It's impossible. Okay? So, With that being said, I know you belong. Sorry, I had that song just pop in my head. Actually, kind of like that old jingle. But um, being creative is scary. It is 100% scary. But emotions and feelings are not your masters. Emotions and feelings are not your masters. They are not designed to lead you. You are a human being made in the image of God, and God never allowed emotions to dominate him. Making decisions are a thing that you do. So, being creative is a thing that exists when you are not in your purpose, but moving forward into your purpose is scary because there's not going to be any blueprint. There's not going to be, train tracks here. And most of you, are trying to get your family out of poverty, out of the rat race. And doing that, you might be the first one to do it. There's no blueprint. There's no way forward here. Okay? This is unique. This is significant. Okay? Because there's nobody in person that in your family that can show you how to get the family out of poverty. So you must be creative. And I want, when you get the creative inspirations, what you need to do is pull out your journal or a piece of paper and start writing. Seriously. All right? So go play, go enjoy, go be inspired. Okay? You can see this on my YouTube again if you like, but I wanted everybody to know the memberships are open. Okay, so I am a coach. I'm a life consultant, a spiritual life consultant. I have coaching programs that are thousands of dollars that get real results. I understand people don't have thousands of dollars, but I have a solution. I've created memberships. You can become a member of the Woods Owned School. And in the membership, you get weekly teachings that are not on social media. They're not anywhere on social media. But every single week, you get access to new teachings. You also get access to a spiritual community that is secret. It's Discord. You will not find this Discord public. It's not open for everybody. Only if you are a member, you will have access to this. Once a month, I'm doing a group question and answer session for all of everybody who's in as a member. Okay, I have one tier down right now, but I will of course have 3 tiers. So it's only $30 a month. Okay, but this is the entry level. There will be a more in-depth level, which is like the intermediate. That's going to be a little bit more money, a little bit more customized to you, more access to me. The third level is a little bit more expensive, but it's extremely customized to you, one-on-one coaching. So I get it. Coaching in my coaching programs, everybody doesn't have $10,000 to drop. But if you are serious about your growth, about your business growth, about your spiritual growth, about your growth with love, about any of this growth, become a member. Okay, it's linked in my bio. It's linked in the description as well for you guys on YouTube. So next week, um, oops, sorry. Next week, I am going live, and I am going to be going live on um, delegation. Okay, delegation. Let me change this right quick. I didn't know I could change it in real time. It's pretty amazing. All right, great. So, delegation is next week's topic, and we are going to get down and dirty on what delegation is, how to overcome it from all different aspects, because, the greatest among you will be a servant, but if you're serving 15 people, it's quite possibly very difficult for you to be there 100% for all 15. So you might have to hire people. Or maybe you are a parent and you're trying to delegate to your kids. Maybe you should cook your own meals. That's scary. Delegation is scary. So, all next week, we will be diving deeper into the process of delegation, and um, I will be posting long form videos on YouTube that will support delegation. So I'll stay on a little bit longer so I can answer some questions you guys might have in the comment section. I'm very glad that your life is getting back on track, Theory. Okay, Theory, very good. Theory said, grateful for you. The war on procrastination plan has led me to action. Very good. Okay, very good. I sincerely, I sincerely hope that your life goes as intended. God willing. Okay, love is the only way. That's my motto, or one of my mottos. Love is the only way, and it's true. Love is the only possible way. Jesus is the way. Yahweh, the Prince of Peace, the Alpha and the Omega. Thank you, God. Okay, well, with that being said, I have to close it off properly. If you didn't know,